Try it right now. Take your own finger and drag it slowly across the inside of your palm. Nothing happens. No giggle, no flinch, no reflex. Now imagine someone else doing the exact same motion, same finger, same spot, same speed. You'd probably burst out laughing before they even finished. Same touch, same nerves, same skin, completely different result. Why would your own body refuse to tickle itself? This isn't a minor curiosity. It's a window into one of the strangest jobs your brain performs every single second without you ever noticing. Your brain is constantly predicting your own body before it moves. And it turns out that prediction is the exact reason you can't surprise yourself. You've probably tried this before, as a kid, convinced you could outsmart your own nervous system. Maybe you tried tickling yourself faster, or with a lighter touch, or when you weren't paying attention, hoping to catch your body off guard. It never worked. And the reason it never worked has nothing to do with willpower, or how sensitive you are, or how hard you try to trick yourself. It has to do with a system running in your brain that you have absolutely no conscious access to, one that's been quietly active since long before you were born. Let's start with what tickling actually is, because that's stranger than most people realize. Tickling isn't really about the touch itself. It's about unpredictability. Light, unexpected touch on sensitive areas, the neck, the ribs, the soles of the feet, triggers a reflex response combining laughter, flinching, and squirming, even in people who insist they hate being tickled. Some researchers argue it may even be an ancient defensive reflex, a way of protecting vulnerable areas of the body by making you react instantly to unexpected contact near them, snapping your arms inward, twisting away before you've even consciously registered what touched you. There's also a social layer to it. Charles Darwin himself wrote about tickling in the 1870s, noting that it seems to require a certain social context to work at all. A stranger tickling you feels invasive and unpleasant. A parent tickling a laughing child feels like play. The exact same physical stimulus, interpreted completely differently depending on who's delivering it and what your brain expects from the interaction. But here's the catch that applies no matter who's doing it or why. For that reflex to fire, the touch has to actually be unexpected. And your own hand is never unexpected to your own brain. So what exactly is your brain doing differently when the touch comes from you? In 1998, neuroscientists Sarah-Jayne Blakemore, Daniel Wolpert, and Chris Frith published a study that finally cracked this open. Working out of University College London, they built a strange little machine, a robotic arm connected to a joystick, that let a person tickle their own palm with a slight, controllable time delay. A participant would move the joystick with one hand, and a soft foam paddle attached to the robotic arm would stroke their other palm, either instantly or after a short, precisely measured delay. And here's what they found. The longer the delay between the person's own movement and the resulting tickle, the more ticklish it felt. At zero delay, almost no sensation at all, barely registering as touch worth reacting to. But stretch that delay out to around a fifth of a second, and the tickle started to feel almost as intense as if someone else had done it, even though the person knew with complete certainty that they were the one controlling the paddle the entire time. Knowing didn't matter. The timing was what mattered. Think about what that means. Your brain isn't judging the touch itself. It's judging the timing. If the sensation arrives exactly when your brain expected it to, based on your own movement, it gets muted. If there's even a small gap between what you did and what you felt, the illusion of self-generation breaks, and the sensation becomes real again. This all comes down to something neuroscientists call an efference copy. Every single time your brain sends a signal to move a muscle, it sends a second, identical copy of that signal to a different part of the brain, specifically a region in the cerebellum, a structure tucked underneath the back of your brain that's responsible for a huge amount of unconscious motor coordination. That second copy doesn't move anything. Its entire job is prediction. It calculates exactly what sensation should result from the movement you're about to make before you even finish making it, so that when the real sensory feedback arrives, your brain can compare the prediction to reality, almost like checking a receipt against what's actually in the bag. If the prediction matches the outcome, your brain treats the sensation as old news, already accounted for, not worth a strong reaction. This is happening constantly, not just with tickling. It's the same reason you don't notice the FE